I like this orientation, and I'm gonna probably use it for a while. And yeah, it's pretty early for me. I usually don't get up until um, way later, and I don't even have to work to be. I don't have to be to work until way later as well. So it's like if you do happen to catch this while it's happening, but yeah, it's been a lot of shifting, a lot going on in my life, a lot going on in the lives of others. But let's not like dwell in that right now. That's not why we're here. This is a light stream, and I do want to get this one out. It's been, oh my goodness, it's been about a month, I'd say. Full moon in Aries. Let's talk about it. How did it, affect you? I know a lot of people, they kind of had this like rush of youthful energy, rebellious energy, and wanting to kind of go against the grain of what they've been doing. But that in itself is contrast with the Libra energy that's in the air right now. We're bringing balance, so it's about balance. So whatever you have been doing, do the other thing. But with the Aries fire in the mix, it's not so much the conquering warrior as it is the lively child within us has found a new ground to kind of immerse themselves in. It's a whole new world, so to speak. And we want to go out there, we want to play in it, we want to have our time in it and create new connections. And this thriving reality that we've created is now all the more alive and happening and real. So it's having it all. It's like it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. In the sense that we are getting what we want in full on, like the goals, the achievements, all of it. We're getting everything that we want. So now what do we do with that energy? How do we utilize it appropriately? And I know I sound like the dad coming in and saying, hey, you may want to press chill on that. But at the same time, it's important to have that sense of duty with abundance. We can't just have it and spend it. And a lot of times, when you come from having it and then it just goes, you don't know how to quite correct that. Speaking from an internal experience, I now have so much at my disposal. How do I utilize that appropriately? These are the questions that I'm now being asked instead of where is it coming from? It's what do I do with it? Again, it's the elevation, it's the ascension. I've been wanting this. You've been wanting this. We've been wanting this. So, how do we best appropriate this newfound feeling of being abundant, of being wealthy? You can probably hear me cooking in the background too. I'm making my lunch for today. um, so that's kind of going to be the overarching theme that we've come to the completion of. We understand that now. And understanding that is kind of the biggest battle. But the thing is, don't overbear it on yourself. You don't have to have a plan right now. You just simply have to feel into what's good. Again, let the child within you lead. Let the good times roll. But again, have that cadence to pull back, have that tact to pull back and say, is it leaving me too quickly? Because you worked really hard to attain it. We work really hard for what we have. Don't let it just glide on through. Give it purpose. Reinvest. Right? From your Capricorn. Reinvest. That being said, and kind of touching down on the inner child, and having gone through so many trials from this planet Pluto placement that's been going down, and if you're a cardinal sign, it's been going down for all of us, but cardinal signs are just that much more under the pressure of the world that we left behind, the world that we kind of cleansed that karmic, you know, that needed that karmic cleansing. And on a large scale, from 2008 to now, is a lot of cleanup internally, externally, the shadow self. So finding ourselves now with our lives to do with what we will is paradox and nuance. What do you mean I don't have to fix everything for everyone? Again, I'm extending this to you. That time, that age, that paradigm has passed. We don't have to fix everyone. We never had to begin with, but there was a sense of duty that brought that along. That sense of duty has now been fulfilled, and those who have reaped the benefits, and those who were present and aware, and even in the closing, now that we are in the final throes of that energy, the closing of that paradigm, constructs, physical constructs, and systematic, constructs. Even though it's coming to a close, it's bittersweet. It's appropriate, but it's bittersweet that I've helped so many people pass from poverty and emptiness through empathy and awareness and cadence, and even by helping myself pass through those same circles of lack to abundance, disillusion to mindfulness, and wanderlust to awareness, meditation, exercise, what have you, and even just being there as just a friend is, how we do that for each other. So having said that, this is the final throes through November, November 15th. We are like home stretch here. So just, I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot right now. Just every day, one day at a time, every moment, one moment at a time. This is kind of the jump scare at the end of the horror film, but not really a jump scare in that you've kind of gotten bored of the jump scare and you're numb to it. What's next? Let's watch a different movie. Let's watch a romantic comedy. Let's watch, a high fantasy adventure. So, moving on from that, the energies in the air today are ease of expression. We're going to be finding ourselves a little bit more communicable in that we can talk about what we're going through, what we're experiencing with ease. And it's important because with this persuasive force that's going to be coming on the back end of that, it's important to be able to open dialogue, to not manipulate or get people to do what you want, but to be open to collaborate and build better bridges before just burning them. Authenticate the connections that you have in your life right now. That's really the underlying. Authenticate the connections and balance assertiveness in those communication styles. So again, it's not about what can I do for you. Let's be real. Why are we here? Let's just be really honest about the situation. Intellectual power is going to be the root and the driving force for all of this catalyzing change in the air. But again, I'm trying not to drop too much into seriousness, the seriousness of it all. Have fun with it. All of this should feel good. The communication should feel good. Even the assertiveness will be refreshing because it's not like, hey, check it out. Like, what are we really doing here? What are we trying? What are you trying? Like, yeah. So crave excitement and be with the fact that you are craving excitement. And again, that's going to lead way into the having fun. If it isn't fun, what's the point? If you're not passionate about it, what's the point? This is going to help to increase the relationship awareness, the relationships that we have with ourselves, with our finances, with our partners, or lack thereof, with our pets. You are going to just be all the more aware by asserting yourself but having fun at the same time. Resilient Shadows Blooms is kind of interesting because I call this the light stream, but there are the aspects of shadow that cannot be left behind. We cannot leave those parts of ourselves to just wonder why they're being left behind. And those are the parts of us that aren't so easy to get along with. Maybe there's an over domineering side of you. Maybe there is a lackluster, lackadaisical side to you. That's part of you. You're always showing up 15 minutes late. Unfortunately, that's just part of you. Yes, you can do the inner work to correct these things, but until you meet yourself where you are and realize that's ingrained within you, then to what end are you correcting the behavior? So be open to that. Being open to what is awful about me is the best way to align yourself with the awakening to the awareness of it. Oh, I didn't know that about myself. I can be a bitch. Personal experience. I'm going to now have just this mindfulness moment, and we're going to do a mantra for the week. So it's a little long, but just repeat after me, either out loud or in your mind. Perseverance fuels my spirit. Perseverance fuels my spirit, empowering me to face challenges with resilience and determination. With unwavering perseverance, I cultivate a path of progress and growth, achieving my aspirations with courage and tenacity. That's the mantra. So if you're watching this at a later time, you're going to want to go back and repeat that to yourself as many times as you have to until you feel it. Now, the essence of this mantra this week is pull from nature, pull from your nature, pull from the experience of your nature. Again, we're talking about not leaving who we are behind in the wake of becoming the best version of ourselves. There's room for the both to coexist. I have slowly refined myself over these past, I'd say over the past decade. I have found myself just deconstructing, reconstructing, absolutely abolishing, to having, seismic catalyst to this new, awakening of life. And it's been just apocalypse after apocalypse to divine creation of divine creation, as my life has become what it is and continues as it will become what it is, what it will become. So how do we pull from nature? Well, anytime that you've ever been elated or you're wanting peace in your life, think about a time that you had peace in your life. Pull it into the current experience. Your mind is kind of cool like that we can disassociate. Not medically, but, figuratively, and find ourselves. Okay, I know this doesn't feel good, so let me find the way back to what feels good. And that's honestly what it's all about every day. We're finding our way back to what feels good. Current planet alignments. Mars in Cancer is the next 2 weeks. So just be tactful with your emotions. Remember that your emotions are a part of a kind of guidance system within you. Again, if we talk about bringing us back to what feels good and staying there, not to just be ignorant, but to be in alignment for more good to come in. So we compound the good. We can definitely give attention to what is needed, but we will compound the good. Sun in Libra until Tuesday, Libras, I hope you had it up. Scorpio season is upon us. And in closing that, I hope that we all, in the time where Libra has spent their time in the sun this year, have had a moment to find balance. So if you've been too, hustle oriented, I hope that you've found, some relaxation. If you've been too, self-care, self-healing, I hope that you've had some time to go out there and mess it up. Honestly. So, yes, happy final birthday, Libra. Mars is in Scorpio for the next 2 weeks. I'm sorry, Mercury is in Scorpio for the next 2 weeks. So just your conversations, they're going to be pragmatic to the point, but do be aware of, again, like me, I'm not trying to make this so serious, like you need to. It's time to bring it back to the importance of the vibration, be the bringer of the message of the vibration, obligation fulfilled. It's not that serious. Like, we should be having fun right now. We're about to go into Halloween. Like, yes, stay in spiritual alignment, but also live your damn life and have those good times. So with Scorpio, it can get very serious very quickly. But with Scorpio energy, the thing is it's so serious all the time that it's kind of not serious anytime. Moon in Scorpio. Yes, I know I have to save the planet. Am I going to go and hang out with friends? Probably not, but I am going to doom scroll for a little while, if you don't mind. Venus and Sagittarius. The planets are everywhere this week. It's pretty wild. Venus and Sagittarius, again, and if anything, this is that hard invite to just be with what feels good. Sagittarius is that healing campfire that you kumbaya with. Now, Sagittarius people, it's such a vibe to be around that energy. The galloping horse. But again, it's the cowboy staring into the sunset, feet kicked up, boots by the fire, drinking their, end of day whatever. That is the essence. That is what you should be striving for, is where you're going to kick up your boots. And I hope you have somewhere to kick up your boots. If you don't, I hope you have somewhere warm, because it's all of a sudden freezing in Vegas. Wild, I know. Which I always crack up, because I want to dress like kind of skanky for Halloween, and then it gets cold, and I'm like, okay, well, let me figure something else out. But one of my friends was like, well, that shouldn't stop you. I'm like, yeah, I agree. Retrogrades right now, Saturn in Pisces, for the next 4 weeks. So just be mindful that you are not permanent. That impermanence of situation, the impermanence of what you're feeling, and the impermanence of where you are in life. And that is a good thing. It is such a blessing to be in such a transient existence, that we can be living and doing and having, and then the next day, completely something else. It has to be this way. We cannot stay put. I have been just catapulted, right? And then boom, it's like, well, you need to correct this issue, maybe do this a little bit better. And it's, again, it's bubble and brew right now. Like, I have to work with these ingredients I've been given, make the best out of it. And even in the things that seem to my disadvantage, I have to catalyze and alchemize to turn those into the advantages that I've been looking for. And again, I'll say that. The things that seem to be the disadvantages thrown your way are actually your opportunity to alchemize advantages that you did not know were coming your way. So again, it's get it right, get it correct for the long run. Not just get by. We're not just getting by, we're getting correct. Neptune and Pisces, same story, but more mental, more cerebral. The dream aspects are going to be wild right now. It's important that you listen, that you pay attention, because you can very much also feel heavily disconnected if you shut that part of yourself off. If you just try to just grunt through it in the physical world, just knock back more caffeine, and you're not doing that element of self-care, you'll feel completely cut off and like you're doing everything. That's not a good feeling. And again, it's all about having fun and returning to what feels good. And if people around you are making you feel that it's all on you, not that you're doing everything or that it's all on you, again, it's time to speak up and speak out and say, hey, I feel cut off. I feel not part of this. I see it all happening, but I don't feel like I'm in it all happening. And if they are your people, they'll be opening to help you find, one, your way, or two, help you to integrate. Good people will do those things for you. And if they tell you they can't help you, that's also a blessing. Again, turn it to your advantage if you can. 1 second. Like I said, I'm cooking right now, so. Chiron and Aries, lick your wounds right now. You've been wounded, and you are even though you are wounded, you're still being expected to move forward. So it's time to just quick wrap, cauterize the wound, throw the sword back on your back, and get back out there. There's no time to really rest. Wounded healer energy in the element of Aries energy is out on the battlefield. It's in the throes of life. But where do we feel most alive? In the heat of battle. So again, it's not like Braveheart. I feel like I'm going to die. I'm having such a good time that I'm not going to let this stop me. I'm going to have a good time. And I'll worry about it later. Again, when we compound what feels good, we will always return to what's good. Advantageousness. Chiron and Aries, that's that energy. Uranus and Taurus, what is the obstacle? The obstacle is inflexibility. Not being able to see things from the other perspective. Not being able to shift, not being able to listen. Being so caught up in what you are about and how you do things that it's impossible for you to maneuver when the nuance and the paradox are at your door. Or I should say, the paradox in nuance is at your door. So just be very aware. You're being tested to be able to be flexible right now. Jupiter in Gemini. This goes into abundance, what we're doing with our lives. It can feel way out right now. It can feel out of your control. It can feel like you're being pulled in two directions. Life is very much in two places at once happening. That you're two different people living two different lives. You see the thing here, but it has to do with more career, more where your money is coming from, that arena, because it's Jupiter energy. You want to make sure that you don't have all your eggs in one basket. Creating those multiple streams of income is going to be easier done than said. So you might as well do it. And I did say that wrong on purpose. It's going to be easier done than said. So you might as well create those streams now, because with this retrograde, you can use the disadvantage and the interruption to what isn't working financially to create something new. I know it's a little, again, paradoxical, but it works. How do I know it works? Well, we get into these cards. The outside world pulled the King of Pentacles. And who better to steward the ship of abundance and opportunity in the face of chaos and, the restructuring of the paradigm than the King of Pentacles. He stands tall on the foundations of what he's created from the earth, from his sweat. He has it going on. He's aware. All those coins behind him, all those trinkets above him, he's aware of where it's at. Not where it came from, not where it's going. Although those are both things within his sovereignty, he understands the flow. And there is flow. It's important to have that flow right now because they are out to get you. They are out to set things off and catch you while you're slipping and sleeping. And for me, I was presented with literal paperwork, but I'm not worried about it. It was in the plan, and it's going to be dealt with. And yeah, there's nothing more to say about it. So it's like with this energy, yeah, you thought you got me, but you're messing with the king that's created it all. So there's nothing to get other than I got it. You want it? I got you. I love it. On the inside, we're seeing that mirrored reflection. And now I did pull these at random, but here it is. The King of Pentacles again. But from the inside, the inner sovereignty, the salt of our worth, the salt of ourselves. What are we worth internally? What are we worth inside? Not how much we have in our bank accounts, not what we can show to our friends, but what matters in here. And where you draw the value of your life for yourself is also asking, did you do the work? The internal work to say, I'm a high value individual. I'm a high value individual. And you need to say that for yourself. You're a high value individual. Say it with me. I'm a high value individual. And I've always been. This guy, he's got the hammer in hand. He knows how to mint his own stuff. He's creating life where he's at. You create life where you're at. Because it doesn't come from chasing. No, it comes to you. Because you're creating from the foundation. What's his foundation? He's sitting on a rock. Look at his face. Not a care in the world. Beautiful. And anything he needs, he has. And he understands that. With his finger pointing towards the biggest coin on the stag horns. What is the stag? The stag is the spirit of, forest, trees, giving. Again, it gets very deep. And so, on the oracle end, bring it back. It's happening, yes, but you should be interacting from a place of innocence. You should be interacting from that place of the inner child. With everything coming at us right now, we're not going to get anywhere by saying, I've done all that before. I don't really care for any of that. I'm above that. At the same time, we're not going to get anywhere by rebelling against everything and saying, I'm not about that. I'll never do that. Or don't come at me, or whatever, get away from me. Like, we have to be the child of the cosmos. We have to be open to the creation of a new paradigm that we've created for ourselves. I know you can't read that because this thing is mirrored, so. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. What is that wisdom? That wisdom is innocence. That wisdom is, it's going to be all right. That wisdom is everything I've ever needed and wanted has been given to me already. And I stand with all of it at my disposal. You know, if you can smell in my kitchen, it smells amazing right now. And I'm so excited about today. And I've been overworked, overrun, and a lot of things have happened that I won't really get into because it's too much. We'd be here another 40 minutes. But the moral of my story up to this point is I'm okay. And I'm gonna be okay. And it's gonna be alright. And everybody that I know and love is gonna be alright. And everybody that I'm mentoring right now is going to blossom, is blossoming, are blossoming in ways that I wouldn't have even foreseen for them, but that I'm helping them to see for themselves and reach up from their station in life to achieve. Can I do that for everybody I meet and come into contact? No, because it's a two-way street. Again, the enemy isn't each other. The enemy is inflexibility. The enemy is unwillingness to see from the other side. The enemy is a lack of innocence. I want to give you the opportunity to show me who you are without expectation. I want to give you that opportunity to connect as you are without judgment. It takes the individual to be open like that to all individuals. Not easy. Very heavy. But again, it makes it fun. And it needs to be fun right now. You have to fight for your fun right now. All right. I'm going to enjoy some pork and rice with cabbage and carrots. I didn't put pears in it. So it's pork, cabbage, pears, and soy sauce. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. And it's going to be such a good day. And I'm excited because it's fun for me right now. Life is fun. So I hope, in closing, you guys have a fun day. All right? Be the child. Be the child.